The Russ and Z Show.
What's up?
Hey!
This is Russ and Z.
Yes.
Coming at you with season 2.
Crazy.
Of the Russ and Z podcast.
Of the Russ and Z podcast.
Tall truths and short tales. We are back with another season.
Yeah. A lot of stuff.
Took some time off to work on some ideas, some projects.
I'm excited, y'all.
It is happening. We are excited.
What?
What's up?
I know. We talking. I'm excited. I'm trying to...
How's your coffee?
Delicious. It's delicious.
You drinking out of that Russ and Z cup?
I am. Did y'all see the cups, y'all? Man, we had the photo shoot.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was fun.
Awesome.
Actually, you guys, let me tell you the truth. That was my first time ever having like not professional. We always take family pictures,
what's that
right?
One place you used to go to back in the day.
The picture people, baby. We was the picture people.
Oh, remember glamour shots?
Oh my gosh, not the glamour shots.
Remember glamour shots? Where everybody
but listen.
Well, that was the first filter. Y'all don't know about glamour shots.
No. Y'all remember getting those pictures done at the mall with the like hearts in the background and all that? Man, Carson Mall. Shout out to Carson Mall.
Wow.
So, yeah, I was excited about that, you guys. If you didn't get a chance to see the pictures, I mean, it was a whirlwind. I felt cute, y'all. Usually, I don't do the makeup. Usually, I don't do the hair. I mean, I'm a ponytail person. I'm a sweatpants, so to be all cute, couldn't nobody tell me nothing, y'all.
It was awesome. Yeah, just like I said, being there in the photo shoot environment, it was pretty cool. The guy was really professional. Shout out to Jonathan Betts Photography out here.
Cool. I cannot. His studio, I felt special, y'all. I felt special. It was so dope. They even had the music playing. You couldn't tell me nothing. I really thought I was an Instagram influencer. You hear me?
Yeah, it was awesome. But like I said, a lot of things that we've been working on. I don't know if you guys had a chance to catch up with our Being Greedy episodes, but that's something that we definitely are excited about pushing out and gaining more traction. We are excited about it.
What?
Definitely excited.
Yeah, so Being Greedy is our car date series, you guys. So we're coming to you with Black-owned restaurants here in the Springs.
Excited about going to taste some good food.
Oh, last week, we were at the Lucky Dumpling. Man.
Shout out to Chef Brother Luck.
Oh, my goodness. The dumplings were bomb. And someone asked us, were we faking? Was it really that good? Man, it was delicious.
We had to go back, so it was worth the second trip going back there and actually being able to record and give you guys a fresh taste of what it tastes like. I mean, it was awesome food.
Somebody
so
was on season, y'all.
Man, they were hooking it up.
Somebody.
So if you guys are out here, definitely come out and check out that restaurant. Good food, very, very good food. Follow them on Instagram, Chef Brother Luck. Definitely shout out.
Lucky Dumpling.
Lucky Dumpling.
You know what I've learned? Entrepreneur, the word, is like hustle man from the fifth floor off Martin, you guys.
Hustle man, huh?
I because we're on this new journey, and I had this thing that's like, oh, you're an entrepreneur. You have like one job. No.
Oh, that is not true.
When I say I feel like hustle man from the fifth floor, I feel like I'm grinding, you guys. This is eye-opening.
It's nonstop. It's nonstop. And I mean, it's even harder when you have other things going on.
Right.
When you have life and you're trying to do this.
Right.
This is not your sole thing.
Right.
And so it's the balance. It's making sure everything is taken care of. It's making sure everything is legit.
Emails. I do not like. We have to go through emails. We're taking y'all on our entrepreneurship journey with us. Okay, we're trying to be
everything that we're learning. The break and why we took the break was, like I said, just to play catch up.
Yeah.
Understand and focus on the goals that we're trying to set and where we're trying to go with this. And we're bringing you guys on for this journey. And so we appreciate you guys being a part of it.
Hey, but don't forget, you guys, y'all do the same thing. Mm-hmm. We're not just talking about us. If you guys know your lives are getting hectic, break away from the system for a little bit. Reset. I always tell my big babies, know who you are before someone tells you who you are. Sweep around your porch, make sure everything is good before you go and try to help someone else. Or better yet, because I'm an analogy queen, have you ever flown? Anybody who's ever been on a plane, what do they tell you? Put the oxygen on your face before you extend it to your partner. That's all we did. Them 2 weeks, boy, I was breathing. Oxygen was on my face.
Breathe again.
Tony Braxton. So what we talking about?
basic training.
Yeah.
Basic training. And so we're going to just give you guys a little insight on my experience. Now, I know a lot of things has changed in basic training since I went in.
100 million
20 years ago.
Okay. Well,
back in 2000.
Uh-huh.
And
what's that in dog years, though?
I'm
Dead. That's what it is.
Champ up here. Champ's gonna get you. He gonna get you. He gonna go through your shoe closet. Anyway, but it's just, you know, a lot has changed, and so just to talk about just the experience, just the reason for going in, and kind of what I experienced and went through,
and what I've experienced,
and what your viewpoint was on it, and maybe, like I said, at the end of this thing, we want to definitely help someone else and bring it all together. Right. And there's a reason and a purpose. So.
Right. Yeah, but 20 years, you guys, 20 years in the military, when I say we have seen a lot, I have seen a lot.
Man.
We have stories. You know, you meet good and bad people. You take a lot of lessons away. Shout out to our active duty military members. You guys, we sleep under their freedom. When I say, and it's bigger than that, because when I say a military active duty member has to give up some sort of their freedom in order for the rest of the civilian world to have it. And we're gonna jump into that. We're gonna talk about planning vacations.
Man, it's a lot that we're gonna talk about this season.
Oh, it's crazy. We're coming to you, but BMT, y'all. This was.
I didn't want. Let me say, I did not want to go to the military.
No, it wasn't even on his radar, you guys.
And the reason why I didn't want to go to the military was because I came from a family of a lot of people in the military. And so I didn't want to go that route because, you know, I was a technology type person. I like messing with computers. I like messing with, you know, systems and building computers from scratch. I was an IT guy, you know, and I was like, I'm going to go that route, you know. And plus, I don't want somebody just yelling at me all day. All day, just screaming at me. 5 times a day, I'm hitting the floor doing push-ups just for no reason. So I thought, you know, I didn't want that. We was gonna be living in some little hut somewhere.
Right. We have people. You gonna have to wake up when the man tells you.
Oh man.
We got mixed reviews.
It was like I said, it was all of a sudden decision. Talking to a very, very, very wise person.
Very wise.
That dropped it and said, "How about trying this?" And so, you know, went in with kind of, you know, mixed reviews and wondering what was going to happen.
Back up. It wasn't like when you got that good gem of going into the military, it wasn't like you weren't working.
No, I had a job. I had 2 jobs.
I had 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Shout out to people who work 2 jobs.
Daytime job and then, working at night.
So, and I had a daytime job and I was working at night.
So, trying to do something different, you know, and so, you know, sometimes you got to ask yourself, where do you want to go with this? You know, if you're making decisions as a young person, you can't just look at the now. You have to look ahead. You have to think about the future of what the decision you're making is going to impact, whether it's positive or negative impact. You have to look and see the bigger picture, you know. So with that being said, it was like, okay, engaged and, you know, getting ready to take care of her family.
Y'all, he's trying to be modest. When I say that he took a pay cut, now this is back in the, you know, late 90s, early 2000s. So, and you know, back then we thought we was making some money. We didn't realize we were working like dogs, though.
Yeah, really.
Again, he just said he had 2 jobs. I had 2 jobs. We were hustling, you guys, but we were working harder and not smarter.
Right.
So when this wise person came to him and said, hey, what about this? On the face, it looked like we were about to take an L. Because going from hourly and being able to be kind of the captain of your own ship, we've always, like I said, I've been honest. I'm like the Bilbo Baggins of jobs. I've never been in a job where you sit me in a cubicle. I've had 1 cubicle job in my life and my eyes crossed and I almost fell out the chair. I cannot do it. But it's, you know, it's like, it wasn't, he's trying to be modest, y'all. I just wanted to jump in. Go ahead, Mr. Modest. Go ahead to jump in. Go ahead.
But like I said, it was just the fact of looking forward. And so going down to the recruiter's office.
That was fun.
That was a different feeling because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know whether I was gonna walk in and the guy was gonna be already like at attention and acting, you know, all military.
All the stuff you see on
everything.
TV.
What are you doing here, maggot? I'm like, I'm getting ready to be called something, crazy or something.
Right,
like,
right.
But it wasn't like that, man. The guy that was Sergeant Slider.
Yeah, I will never forget that name.
And so he was honest. Like I said, he was an honest individual. He was just like, if you join, the military is not going to make you rich.
Yes. It will make you comfortable.
It'll make you comfortable.
We say those words now, you guys, to young couples that we see coming into the military.
It's still true to this day. Mm-hmm. The military is never going to make you rich. Do not come into the military thinking that you're going to get rich quick.
No.
Now, the comfortability factor of it is the fact that you get housing allowance, you get food allowance, medical coverage, dental coverage, vision coverage, everything that you would need, plus a little extra, free school and everything else, but we'll get into that in another podcast. But when he said that, it made a light click saying, okay, I could be comfortable for at least 20 years if everything works out.
Right.
Comfortable.
Right.
All right. Well, while we being comfortable and we had that hustler mindset from when we had 2 jobs, we're like, we could be comfortable that we could have something else on the side to try and help out and make more money. Our comfortable is taken care of.
That's right.
Our needs are taken care of. What about those wants?
There you go. Because I had a lot of them when I was young.
What about those wants? So, joining and going in, we did it, and waking up every Saturday before, going to basic training.
You see how he just glossed over something? Hold on.
What's that?
He joined 1 month to the day that we got married. Yeah. We got married August 19th, 2000. He went in, the plane took off, and he reported September 19th, 2000. We were newlyweds. Yeah. When I say I was sick, this was before cell phone. This was you were lucky to have call waiting. If you was hot, if you had voicemail. When I say I would go and he would be in basic training and I would have to go to my mom's house, I'd be rushing to get back to the phone, y'all. Anyway, but I just wanted to. Yeah, he's trying to be 1 month.
1 month. 1 month of being married and had to roll out. So back then, basic training was 8 weeks.
Yeah.
It was 8 weeks back then. And so...
No cell phones.
Yeah, it was no cell phones. All you had was a payphone out there. No one had cell phones to bring in. All we had was that payphone out there that everybody had to share.
And snail mail.
But yeah, basic was crazy. I remember the song that I flew from LA to Lackland or San Antonio listening to.
Shout out. You want to say the name?
It was Shine.
Bad
boy. I had it playing on my CD player, because I had, burned the CD. You had to mix CDs back then, so I burned it. Had my little, Sony Walkman. I had the Sony Walkman.
Yes.
With that song, and I just kept playing it over and over again. I just remember
he was trying to hype himself up, y'all.
Hype myself up because I knew once we got down there, it was about to get real.
And this was when you could walk somebody all the way up to the gate at the airport, you guys. Yeah. So our oldest was with me.
There you go with that before 9/11 thing again, huh?
But I'm just saying.
You just always got a before 9/11 me, don't
because you? I just, I'm just trying to bring back to where we were at the time.
Like it's black and white or something.
It is. It is completely different. This was before you had to take your shoes off, y'all. And shout out to the kids that don't even know what I'm talking about.
Bring whole bottles of lotion.
What? You can bring a whole chicken on the plane back then. Excuse me, coming through the aisle with all the Thanksgiving. Thank you. Not no more. But yeah, I was able to see him, and what I still remember, he sat on the side where he opened up the shade of his window, you guys, so I can see where he was, and the tears down my face when that plane pushed back, and knowing he's in there.
Oh wait, no, I was crying too. I was. I was sad.
What did he just say? He said crying. He was amped. He was ready to do this thing. See, now he want to change it.
Man, I had to pull that window back down, man. It was.
Anyway.
But it was a different experience. So getting off at the airport, and getting rushed onto the bus and all the other stuff, and getting yelled at to jump off and picking your bag up.
What time did you even arrive?
We got there like 2 a.m.
They always do that. Now, and we have our oldest big baby. She's active duty right now, and we're gonna just say shout out to her, saving the free world. But she also went at night. Why do they take you guys at night though?
Man, just to try and throw you off, just to kind of see where you at, disorient you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you didn't get no sleep on the plane because you were tired,
or nervous,
stayed awake because you were nervous, then now you there, and now think about the last time you've been asleep. So it's just one of those things where they try to, like I said, just disorient you a little bit to try and get you on the same page. If everybody's the same way, it's one of those things where if you're telling everyone to do the same thing, you can start picking out the ones who it's hard to follow directions. So now you start saying, okay, those are my targets that I need to look at because they're having a hard time dealing with it, finding your targets. All right. So, and it was a lot of targets in there,
I'm sure.
In BMT, it was a lot, and I learned a lot about a lot of people. Being from California, Los Angeles,
right?
It's a melting pot.
It is.
It's a huge melting pot. Everyone kind of stays in their own lane, and everyone kind of does their own thing in their own little bubble. Whereas, some places, everyone's in everyone else's business. Everyone knows what's happening down the street.
Right.
The lady at the end of the corner know what the man at the end of the corner. Those close-knit type neighborhoods where everybody's neighborhood watch.
Right.
Right. But coming from Los Angeles and that melting pot and being in school with different nationalities and races and things of that nature, being the BMT was different. We had one BMT person who had never, ever seen African American person.
I like Black American because, and the reason why I'm saying that is because we have real African American people that are getting lumped in with us, and we have really good Black American people that are getting lumped in with them. And it's not to say that we need to be separate, but there is a difference, you guys. There is a difference between saying African American and Black American. And shout out to the ones that want to continue to say African American, but here we say Black American. But go ahead, baby.
So yeah, but he had never been face to face with, and so he was in awe. He had seen what he seen on TV and what TV had portrayed Black Americans as, depending on what his family watched on TV, depending on their morals and values. It could be anything. And so to actually have to come face to face with someone that you've only seen on TV, it was eye-opening for him. It was eye-opening for us.
Right.
Because we were like, how come you ain't know? Where were you from, man?
This is in 2000. Where are you, under a rock?
I mean, we everywhere, I thought. Right. But I guess not.
Wrong.
Right?
Do you guys know how more of the country is rural than it is urban?
Yeah. It is.
More of the country looks like cornfields than it looks like concrete streets, you guys. Keep that in mind when you are finding people who have never seen you or who don't have the same thinking like you. You have to change your mindset. Yeah. Don't automatically get upset. This is a time to teach someone something, you guys.
It is.
Go ahead.
So we were able to. He was open to listening and he was asking questions, which was awesome. So flip to the other side, you had some guys in there who just knew who they were and knew what they were about. They knew the reason they came in there for. And that's another thing. Everyone joins for different reasons.
Right.
I think we said this in a different podcast episode. People join for different reasons. And, a lot of people join because they just, love their country and they want to just serve. Other people join to get out of their situations. A lot of people join just to get that education and jump out.
That's right.
And no matter the reason you join for, just make sure it has a positive purpose behind it,
That's right.
Because it is a positive experience. Being in basic training, the whole purpose of it was to break everyone down to build them back up again. No matter where you came from, it was to make everyone a teammate, break everyone down to their core by whatever you had to do, getting on them for little mistakes, big mistakes.
Well, you just
attention
said,
to detail, that was a big thing.
Yeah, well, you had just said that you met someone who had never seen a Black American.
Right.
So, think of all of that. Think of all of that and bring it together. You have one person that's coming from one genre. You're coming from LA with a completely different mindset. But he was more Now, Russ was more, swaggy. He was, attitude, it's bravado. That's what, shout out to California people. We're kind of, we got our own. And so.
Walk in and demand attention.
So he had to learn how, let's see, demand attention. Because everybody's not 6'5", my boy. But it's you have to take all of those mindsets. So they bring you in at night to throw you off your game. You're probably hungry. When's the last time you went to the bathroom and now you're being yelled at? Now there's certain personalities in that. Some people can suck it up. Other people are going to fall out. And then you may have somebody who will actually fall out. Didn't you have somebody pass out?
Oh, yeah, we had people pass out. I mean, it's a stressful environment for someone who's not used to it. You know, some people have thick skin because, you know, mom and daddy was yelling at them and whooped them a couple of times. And some people were talked to as dainty little kittens. And so the people who were talked to as dainty little kittens when they were little, or as a teenager, when they got to basic and they were being talked to and talked at, they weren't ready for it.
Broke down.
They weren't ready for it. And, you know, sad situation. We even had somebody who tried to commit suicide there at basic training by using, you know, the shoestrings in their boots.
That's crazy.
To put it on the shower head.
Do you know it's crazy when you want to make a permanent decision on a temporary situation?
That's what it was. It was. We were at our 6th week, 5th or 6th week.
You were almost there.
So it was almost at the end.
Wow.
And so, I mean, on our sister flight had, you know, a female that had a nervous breakdown, you know. And so it's just one of those things where stress and pressure can create a lot of stuff. You know, in a volcano, the pressure destroys. But for a diamond, you know, pressure creates diamonds.
Right.
So it all depends on how you can take the pressure, how you deal with it, what's the outcome from it, what do you learn from it, you know, and it makes a difference. It really taught me a lot, you know, getting those letters from Z.
You know, you guys, I was so excited to have my first time shopping at the commissary. Y'all, I mailed him the receipt, y'all.
Mailed the receipt to me.
He still has it.
Mailed the receipt to me.
I was so excited.
Didn't know what she was doing. Commissary. I mean, now you think of commissary. All right.
First of all, what is commissary? Right.
The average person think of commissary. You think of somebody in jail that you buying food for, some snacks. You trying to put money on their books. You know, putting on their commissary. You know, so they got some snacks. You know,
commissary in the military means grocery store.
It's a grocery store.
So, and it's across all branches. Whether you're talking about Army, Air Force, Marine, it's when if someone says they went to the commissary, they didn't go to jail. They went to the grocery store.
They didn't put a deposit on Mookie books.
Right. Not Mookie. Right.
So that's what it is. And so, yeah, she went. And so, you know, it kind of made us nervous because the first check from basic training or from the military didn't show up right there. It took a minute for that. So you got to think, we went from having four jobs in the house
to me. I was still working, but then
me being in the military and not getting paid at all.
At all, y'all. You talking about sitting there going, oh, baby little lamb, please.
You got to remember, we was just 1-2 months into our marriage. And, you know, it was just those things we had still stuff to take care of back home. You know, bills were still rolling in. You know, stuff had to get paid. And so, you know, shout out to one of my jobs, right? You know, because, you know, I kind of did it dirty and kind of left and kind of because I knew I was going to the military. And I was like, you know, I quit. You know,
I quit. Y'all.
I quit.
He got mad.
I got mad. I knew I was going in, and
Don't do
I
that.
was being done dirty.
Don't do that.
And, you know, I quit. There's no reason to stay. I walked out.
Look, 2 weeks before he went to basic training, and he comes home early, and I'm like, hey, babe. He's like, I quit. You what now?
Yeah, I was.
You did,
I was finished. Man.
Now, lucky for us, we saved.
Right.
Don't think that we was just out here. We saved. We put some stuff aside, but
we knew early that you always gotta build your boat.
Build your boat.
So, but shout out to them because while I was there at basic training, didn't the door ring? And it was the FedEx man standing there.
Boy, it was Christmas at my door. I said, hallelujah.
FedEx man showed up with a check.
With a check, yo. I did
because I had vacation time I hadn't used and all this other stuff.
Goodness.
My final check, and they showed up.
Look at God.
Boy, that was a blessing. Right
It was
there.
a blessing.
So, like I said, one thing you need to know that if you do go in, there may be some delay in your pay. I know this from being a personnelist. There's gonna be some delays in your pay and all that other stuff. So make sure that you have your something set aside before you show up, just in case there's a delay in that. But keep on going. Fast forward a little bit. Our BMT squad, we were a team, and the cool part about it was we were the TIs, which are the training instructors, we were their last flight, and so we had a lot of fun. I mean, we got some perks. You know, I ain't gonna tell you guys about those perks that we got, but we got some perks that we were there based on the fact that we were the last flight. All we had to do for them was be an honor flight. An honor flight means that you're the top-ranking flight in basic training.
And don't eat dessert when you go in the cafeteria.
Leave that cake alone. Don't touch that cake until you about to graduate.
Tell them about the cake, boss.
So, you know, at basic training, there's this nice carousel of sweets that's at the end of the line.
With a light.
So the whole time that you're in the line, you sidestepping and you requesting what you want. They put it on the little plate, they put it on your tray, and you sidestep, you go around. And right at the end of this thing is this carousel of cake. All right. I mean, it's cheesecake, it's pie,
delicious.
It's pound cake. And it got this light on there that just makes it look like it's glowing. It's like a heavenly descent of manna from heaven, and you pass by it. So I mean, you got some people who want to test fate because at the end of this walkway is called the snake pit. The snake pit is a table of all the TIs sitting there just watching everybody like snakes in the grass. Just watching, waiting for somebody to do, I don't know, a quick turn, which is called a facing movement with the tray, which means that your food would just sling off the top of the tray, and they try to prevent that, so they say, hey, don't do a facing movement. But you grab that cake,
oh my,
you have to walk past them with that cake on your plate. They will always notice because you have to open the door on the carousel to grab the cake out the plate. So now you have maybe 5 to 9
somebody want to turn into anime, huh? And eat the cake.
Oh, man, don't eat the cake. Leave that cake alone. It's not worth it. Go wait
what
till
happens
you
when
get.
you eat the cake?
You eat the cake, they jump on your back. So not literally, figuratively.
Verbally.
They verbally jump on your back, and they make you sit there. And sometimes they let you eat the whole cake. Sometimes they rush you up where you get one bite and kick you out. It all depends, but it all depends on what feeling they are. But you gonna get it from that snake pit.
Yeah. Now, what is the purpose of that?
Now,
though?
the purpose is that if you're gonna be willing to take a risk, be willing to get the reward or reap the consequences.
That's right. And that's in everything.
And that's what it's about.
You make a decision, you know full well, if your behind is 2 weeks into basic, why do you think you deserve cake?
You ain't done to deserve that cake.
I would not, and then have to rush and eat it. You can't even enjoy it. What in the world is it to even have it?
Right. Well, why even eat that cake? It's not worth it.
Right.
Sit down. I tried to get away. You know, I tried to say, you know what, I'm going to lay low under the radar. I'm just going to slide through this thing. I heard if you raise your hand, you become a target. If you don't say... So I said, I'm just going to play it safe.
Well, what happened?
Well, you can't really play it safe if you're one of the tallest people in the whole flight.
How did you even think you could hide? I mean, what was you going to do? Hide behind a tree?
I don't know.
You was going to blend in?
You know, they made me one of the element leaders, you know? And so that means that I'm in charge of a whole row of guys who has to follow directions, and we all have our own things, you know. But it taught me at an early time in being in the military that being a leader has a lot of responsibilities. And so knowing that, it just taught me early that, okay, if I'm going to be responsible for a lot of people, how do I manage that?
Right.
What's the best way to do it? Do I get on their good side? Do I be that mean, authoritative person, you know? And so you have to play that part. You have to try and figure out the best way, the best tactic to go about it. And the tactic I used worked for those guys. And we kicked butt.
Yeah.
Kicked butt in there. And so, you know, we graduated and everything was awesome. You know, we moved on.
Yeah.
And we all split apart. Now, funny part is a couple of guys I ran into at tech school where we learn our trade. So, yeah, I've even ran into some guys here in the last, you know, 2 years.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
crazy, you know.
It seems like the military, you know, because first of all, let's just say this. You know, it's only 1% of the nation's population is in the military, right? 1% of our nation. So you're talking about an elite team. And so when you think of it like that, the military is still kind of big, but it's quite small. It's a community.
Right.
Somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody knows you. And within the branches. So like Air Force, you would have that clique, and the Army and the Marines.
Right.
So you really have to be careful, even the friendships you make, the decisions you make, because people are going to see you again.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me.
Definitely. You're going to run into somebody again.
Oh, yes.
Who you were stationed with. And you're going to see it just happens. Why? Because it's a small small military.
Right.
And like I said, it's only 1%. So like she said, it's only 1%. So with the 1% being there, you meet somebody in one location, you do the same job they do. It's only so many locations you can go to do that job.
Right.
You
You're
know
going to see them again. Especially
so you're
if
definitely going to see them again.
Yeah.
So definitely, like I said, but it was a cool experience. Tech school was different.
I was excited at the end because that was my first time ever flying.
Oh, let's back up a little bit.
Yeah, I flew by myself, and my family knows that I don't really like going anywhere by myself. So the fact that I got on the plane, anyway. But yeah, I jumped on the plane, and I rented a car. Now again, I had never been to San Antonio. This is before GPS, so I had that good MapQuest printed out.
AAA map. AAA map.
So y'all, I got off that plane looking a hot mess. Y'all hear me? A hot pink mess. But I was so excited to see my stank.
Really?
Oh, I mean Russ.
Yeah, there you go.
Y'all, when I say he looked like half of himself.
It had been 8 weeks.
Listen.
Right? And I had been out there
in the
running
Texas
in the
sun.
hot Texas sun.
My honey looked like a tall licorice stick. He really did.
The black.
The black licorice. When I saw him, y'all, I came in and he was like in a meeting room, and it was like what was it, like
big auditorium?
Yeah, and so I didn't know, you couldn't see. I'm short, he's tall, so I'm figuring I will see him. When he stood up and waved, I saw him and I was like, nah, that can't be him. I looked past him like, when I said, yee, what in the world? He was skinny.
Big man.
He needed a pork chop sandwich, y'all.
And a haircut. They don't, hey, listen, when you get your haircut, all right.
They do not go for fashion.
When I got it done, the guy was probably in his 70s, so he had been cutting hair since the early, World War.
Wait. Before we say about hair, when I say my husband had waves on swim,
man.
When I say I thought personally, now this is me being naive, I'm thinking, well, they may not have to cut his hair because his hair's already short, right? Lies.
Short and wavy and nice.
I mean, they cut all of my handsome husband's hair clean off his peanut.
I was looking a mess. I couldn't wait to leave to go to the next place just so I can get a real haircut, It was different. So, man, we went to tech school. And like I said, that's where you learn your craft. That's where you learn the fundamentals of your job, the basics, So I was going to be a mechanic, so they taught us what a wrench was, what a hammer was, what a screw was.
Now, that was funny because his dad is an awesome mechanic. He comes from a long line of mechanics. So Russ in here playing country dumb, y'all. Oh, is that what that is?
And so the fun part about that was the easy part. But the hard part, and I'm just going to be real with you guys, was being married alongside of a whole bunch of single guys. Mm-hmm. And it was hard because of the fact of, they were out there and they got their checks, and they didn't have responsibilities.
They were doing dummy things, y'all.
I mean, buying TVs.
Big dummies.
Xboxes and all kind of just extra stuff.
Cars with 24% APRs.
I mean, just because they could.
Crazy.
And so I'm looking at my situation like, man, I would like to go get one of these brand new TVs, have in my room, and I would like to get the new Xbox or PlayStation, whatever was the hottest thing back then, and have it in the room and stuff like that. But I couldn't do that because I had responsibilities at the house. I had a wife, I had a child I was taking care of, and so it was one of those things where, being the young me, the immature me, I was jealous. The green envy monster was like in my ear, and I'm like, man,
right?
And I had to talk to Z a couple times, and she broke it down, and it made me realize the purpose and the reason for all this.
I mean, and it's just like any team. It's not to say that he didn't know or I didn't know, but have you ever been like on a weight loss journey with somebody and you check in with your buddy? So it was more like that. So he'd be like, man, they out here with these TVs, and I'm like, babe,
buying
stay
clothes,
focused.
Buying shoes,
I'm
and
like,
stuff like that.
All of that. We got something better.
And I'm like, hey, send my box of clothes up here so I can have some clothes to wear, so I can flex.
Lord,
because they were buying brand new stuff, brand new kicks and stuff. So I was like, send my stuff, box my stuff up, my LA stuff. And send my LA gear out here to Wichita Falls, Texas. so I can show these
Contras.
so I can put a step on myself, But I had to do that, so it helped out. It definitely did. But the whole purpose of this was just to kind of give you guys an insight on how that whole breaking down to build up thing, and it taught a lot. A lot of people, like I said, learned a lot from the basic training experience. And one of the things that to this day I have never forgotten, and it's attention to detail, and how attention to detail can make a whole life's difference, And the way they taught that in basic was they would do inspections on our bunks and inspections on our lockers, where you have to have all your shirts buttoned up. Every button had to be buttoned up. Everything had to be placed a certain way. Everything had to be a certain inches. Everything, it was to the T, And so whenever they would do the inspection, you will always find somebody who didn't button one button. Now, there were conspiracy theories saying that, the TIs would come in at night.
Okay, QAnon.
And the TIs would come in and they would pick a locker and they would unbutton one and make that person an example.
Tinfoil hat. My goodness. Here we go.
Maybe it's just the person just didn't button their stuff up.
Probably.
Whatever the case is, it's about attention to detail. How does that carry over? Imagine being a mechanic and you leave a rag inside the engine of a plane. Or you leave a screw loose on something. What happens?
Right.
Who's in danger?
Right.
Whose life is in danger
Right.
with that?
It's small to you, but it's a bit in a bigger spectrum. It's huge. My mother used to tell me something. Shout out to Dukes. I love my mom. She was in the military. Both of my parents were Air Force, but when I was younger, she used to tell us. We'd be like, oh, she'd tell us to pick up something, or why didn't you pick up such and such? And I go, well, I didn't see it. She go, well, look for it. Sometimes stuff is right in your face,
right there,
and you're not even looking for it.
Because you're not paying attention.
There it is.
You're not paying attention. So that decision to join and, being a part of basic training and having that experience definitely helped me out a lot.
Oh, well, I can see it now. We're doing this podcast. When I say my husband is meticulous,
you gotta be.
Attention to detail, he will scrap a whole show if he hears toilet flushing in the back. I've been like, really? Can't we just cut that out? Nah. We got to do it all over.
Attention to detail.
That's right. But what is that giving to our brand that we're trying to make? It means that we stand on our word. We have a thing in this house where we have a promise that we give out. And I'm not going to give y'all the name, but it's like an oath. You know how Biden says he has the Biden as a I am as a Biden X, Y, and Z? I think I heard him say on the campaign. We have a similar promise. And we throw that down. That means that's it.
That's it.
That means whatever I'm saying, if I say that word, the magic word, and I say, it's a promise. Our family knows it's going down.
It's happening.
It's happening. And that also equates over into our business. If we say we're going to do something, you better believe it.
It's going to happen.
Your word has to be your word, but when you do it, make sure that it's good.
Right.
Don't just, it has to be the best you have, you guys. All of basic training, from what I'm hearing on the outside looking in, is breaking you down to build you up into something better. But they have to strip away all of those biasms that you have, all of those, different angles and views to make you one. Can you imagine if you were on the battlefield and you have to question if the man next to you will help you fight or cut tail and run?
Right.
A lot of times we have to, and don't just leave it there, business decisions, anything that can permeate out, you guys. Start with a foundation. Make your word mean something. Have your work ethic match your words. I can tell you here that if Russ and Z tells you something is about to happen, don't ask. All you need to know is when is it?
Right. And how can you find out? We can tell you how to find out.
Yeah.
Go to our website.
Absolutely.
www.mosscompanyllc.org.
Yes.
Where we keep up-to-date information on our blog.
That's right.
Definitely come out there, check out the blog, come to our Instagram, Russ and Z Podcast, on Instagram.
We are cutting up out there, you guys, and that's where you can get our Being Greedy series. We're putting that on Instagram. Follow us. Like I said, we had some great stuff. We're coming. We had a show yesterday that we just did, and we're not gonna, we're not gonna give it away on the podcast. Go see it.
That was good.
We want y'all to go see it. It was cool.
Go back.
Absolutely delicious, man. All I'm gonna say is catfish.
Shout out to LaSherns, man.
That's all. Catfish.
Woo! All right.
That's it. Okay.
But also, we want to tell you guys, just keep watching us. We're moving forward. We have a lot of things on the horizon.
Absolutely.
We're looking forward to pushing a lot more stuff out. Stick with us.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys sticking with us for another season where we're going to talk about that military thing. There's a lot of things coming up. All of our episodes are going to be based around military. One, to give you guys an insight on kind of what military people go through, but two, to try and help out somebody who may be thinking about going through it or going in it right now as we speak. So definitely keep in touch. Stay tuned.
And the YouTube channel.
YouTube channel is coming out.
Yes.
Stay tuned. We're going to have all of our stuff out there. So if you want to see a video rendition of all of our episodes, it's going to be out there on YouTube. So we'll put that link on our website and on our Instagram. Definitely go out there. We have links to all of our sites. We have links to all of our information. We're also on Clubhouse.
Yes. Clubhouse,
Shout
y'all.
out to the person who accepted the invite to bring us in.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And we're Russ and Z on there also. So thank you guys again. Like I said, we appreciate you guys sticking with us all this time. And stick with us with the next episodes. Like I said, we have a lot of good stuff coming out.
Yeah, we got some stuff, y'all.
But until then, we want you to be
the change you want to see.
all right.